Hey, everybody. Move over a little bit. There we go. Perfect view. Ugh. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Rocky is currently being ridiculously hyper, so I am going to have to keep an eye on him. Nope, he's laying down now. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show Rocky tonight and give him any treats. About an hour or two ago, he did get sick and throw up, so I'm gonna play it a little on safer side tonight and not give him any treats. So we'll just give it a minute or two here while everybody is coming in. Let me know how you guys are doing tonight. And a little bit of a difference here. We are not going to be doing a full hour live stream. We are going to be doing a 45-minute live stream followed by a short video, I'd say probably about a 10-minute video on Little Bohemia Lodge. And that will be premiering live at 8:45. So we'll just give it a couple minutes here, a minute or two, see if any more people come in, and we'll dive right in here, and I'll update you guys on what's been happening. I'm very cold and hot at the same time in here. You can't win in Upper Michigan. Okay, so hi, Nate. Happy to see ya. Hope all's well. There we go. Take my hoodie off. I had to let the dog out, but now I'm sweating now that I'm inside. It's currently, let's see, actually. Give me a second here while I look it up. Currently 32 degrees outside, but feels like 25. I'm loving it, guys. Loving it. I'll just dive right in here. We're into the stream 2 minutes here, so let's start off with the snowstorm. So basically, they were calling for a snowstorm Sunday night into Monday morning. It started off with, it's only going to be about 3 inches, and then it escalated to Sunday night into Tuesday morning, and they were calling for 3 to 8 inches total in my area, the town of Ironwood, right on the Wisconsin Upper Michigan border. So around 6 o'clock Sunday night, I'm cooking dinner, and I look outside, and it's been raining all Sunday, so it's still looking good. No snow, at least. I cook dinner. 5-10 minutes later, I look out the window, and everything's like slightly covered in snow. And that is one of the pictures I posted on the travel Facebook page. So I'm like, oh, great, here we go. I go to bed, and I wake up Monday morning about 8 o'clock, and I always check my work phone to see if I have any missed calls, text, or emails from any of the campus suites residents, any of my coworkers. And I had 4 emails that the school got delayed, and I got that email, I think, 3 times because it went an hour, 2 hours. And then I got an email that it was canceled. So here I am laying in bed still, and I already know I don't want to look outside because schools around this area don't cancel at all, let alone colleges. Hi, Bree. I'm glad you got your sticker. That was actually really quick. So I'm really glad you got that. That was very quick. So yeah, basically I woke up Monday morning and I know it's not going to be good because colleges, they don't close. And I look outside and everything's just covered. They were calling for 3 to 8 inches, and we were already up to 5 to 6 inches Monday morning, and it was not supposed to stop until Tuesday morning. So we go throughout the day, and it ended up finishing with 15 inches of snow. And as Nate is saying, it's scary to think he was still in the UP at this time of year. Me, as well as everybody else, keeps joking now because the past 2 years, while last winter was rough, it did not start this early. So I keep joking. I'm like, yeah, Mother Nature hates me. I'm back up here. She knows I'm trapped and she is letting me have it. So I apologize to all my fellow Yoopers. Mother Nature is getting 2 years worth of payback on me. So if you don't like the snow, I apologize. I'm right there with you. So 15 inches, and this caused, I'm hoping I'm wrong here, but I'm guessing it caused a major problem for me. Saturday, I went ahead and I went to my mom's about a half hour away and I parked the bus outside. And I couldn't cover the solar panels, my giant 460-watt panels. I couldn't cover them. Now, if they get wet, no biggie. The cold, no biggie. The problem with the snow is how much weight can those solar panels handle before they begin to crack. And since it was raining all day Sunday and then turned into snow and is now melting and is ice and raining again, it's very heavy and just not good at all. So we got double what we were expected to. The fact that it's wet and heavy. I got to get down to the bus this coming weekend, and we are going to cover the solar panels, but I'm hoping that they survived to this point because they were not cheap. Like I said, 460-watt altogether. So Paula says use windshield washer fluid on the panels. Okay, thank you for that information. That is something I've never actually done. Normally I use like screen cleaner and stuff just to clean them in general, but I've never had to do anything with snow, thankfully, up until now. As you can tell, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So yeah, the bus is parked for the winter, and if you were on Dream on Wheels live stream, I typed a little spoiler alert in there. Driving the bus to my mom's is probably the last time I am ever going to drive the bus. I parked it for the winter, and come springtime, I have made the decision to ultimately try and sell the bus. I just, and I'm sure Van Vita Travels, Paula, I'm sure you could probably relate a little bit to this with your ambulance. It's kind of annoying, and I don't know if I'd say tedious, but it can get old when you're carrying a bus from like a mile to go grocery shopping or trying to go downtown into crazy traffic. I mean, I love driving it. It wasn't that big of a difference compared to my Caravan. But for those who have seen Land Cloud Adventures, Nate's setup, or I don't know if I've ever posted it on my YouTube, my Uncle Roy, his setup, just having a camper and something to tow it with, I personally think that is going to be a lot better for me because when I am out and about, I like to go off-roading to certain locations like that. I like to go out hiking a lot. I want to be able to take Rocky out hiking quick and easy without having to carry a giant thing through town. Along with this, I insulated the floors and the walls. The floor and the walls, yep. but I did not insulate the ceiling. Admittedly, that's a big major point. But even between just insulating the floor and the walls, it really did not make a difference in the bus at all. Ever since March in Arizona, up through the summer up here in Upper Michigan, the bus was almost 90 to 100 plus degrees every single day. And while I am willing to deal with that to a certain extent, because I always said that was just kind of part of the lifestyle for the time being, and that's my sacrifice. 90 degrees to me is like 110, 120 to Rocky with his thick fur. And that is just not acceptable at all. So I have extra insulation for the roof and the ceiling, but ultimately, for those reasons, as well as it just being a diesel and not being good in the cold weather and a lot of extra stuff you got to do with diesels, I've ultimately made the decision that I'm going to try to sell it. So it's been a pain. It's been a very big pain. And I said I'd never do a bus again. But admittedly, I got a little teary eyed when I went to park it the other day because it's a part of me. I'm closing a significant chapter to my life. And by doing this, do I mean I'm never going to be a nomad again? No, like I said, I'd like to get a camper and whatnot, but this chapter of my life, I quit my job, fully started up my business. Hey, Dream on Wheels, nice to see you. I I so going back to the very beginning of the bus, we're in December. I quit my job. I moved out of my apartment. Long time no see. Uh, Moved out of my apartment and I lived in that bus for 9 months. So while I have a job here, and I'll talk about that a little bit here during the live stream, it's just it's a pain, but it's a part of me. The fact that, hey, I quit my job, I moved out of my apartment, I took that leap, I started up a business, and okay, the business isn't booming by any means or anything like that, but I did it. And I did it for 9 months. I broke down in New Mexico, I did. But I lived through that and I kept moving forward with help from people that support my channel and friends and family. But I did it. I did that. I took that leap. I went through it. I didn't give up. I didn't buy a plane ticket and just call it quits, because literally that first day the bus broke down too. I said people were asking to buy Rocky because I was so low on money. I said if it came down to it, I would pack a backpack full of dog food. I would take the clothes that I'm currently wearing and I would leave with Rocky. And we'd go from there. Buy a plane ticket back, hitchhike to my uncle in Arizona and live in a tent on BLM land for a little bit, try to get a job at a Walmart or something. But like Paul is saying, be proud. And I am the fact that I 9 months in that bus. But I also feel like it is important to acknowledge that moving forward, the bus is not right for me. It's just not. And really, the only reason I avoided RV or a camper specifically, I didn't want to tow anything. I didn't feel comfortable towing stuff across the country, but I didn't feel dry. I didn't feel comfortable when I left in my van for the first time, driving on the interstates and through cities, because I never did that in my life. I didn't feel comfortable at first driving a bus and learning all the diesel knowledge that has to be involved with that, but I did it. So, and I got comfortable with it. So it's like towing a camper across the country, while it might seem nerve wracking right now, I'm sure once I do it and do it for a while, it would become comfortable. You become comfortable with the discomfort that I'm always talking about. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with weather and the bus and the whole nomad lifestyle. But outside of that, I wanted to talk about my job because I haven't really updated you guys at all, and we are approximately about, I'd say, halfway through the semester now. So I'm still here. I didn't leave, um, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's amazing. Um, just knowing that, for example, since you guys are on my channel right now watching, and I'm a travel channel, and you know the experiences I've been through. Hey, Georgianne, I like being able to share my experiences on the road. Um, we've done like movie nights. Right now, I'm planning on doing a movie night for Day of the Dead to kind of bring awareness and celebrate that holiday and that culture behind Day of the Dead. I'm gonna do the Disney Pixar movie Coco. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but it is a phenomenal movie and it is very, very accurate with its representation for Day of the Dead. So that is something I'm working on right now for our students here. Outside of that, I have done laser tag. We've done working on charades right now. I am working on a Halloween escape room that I build. There's a really big event this month I'm really excited for. I'm hoping I get a couple students for it. We're going to do a dinner murder mystery where 6 participants come in and we'll have a room that looks like a vineyard. And I'll serve some Kool-Aid as wine, and everyone will get a name tag with a character that they're supposed to portray. And the fun part is nobody knows who the murderer is until the end of the game. You just go and you're eating your food, and while you eat, each player has a page or two with questions that they could ask so and so. And you go around the table and you have these conversations and you try to figure out who is the murderer. So I'm really excited to do that event for the students here. And just being able to create a safe, fun, and educational environment while I might not be teaching them right now the basics behind like budgeting or anything like that, which in the future I'll probably team up with financial aid to teach budgeting because I know living on the road and in general that is a very great skill to have. But um, by educational, I mean all my experiences on the road, all the people I've met, Schoolie Palooza. Like, there's so much knowledge that I've gained over the past 2 years that I never gained when I was in college. And I think it's phenomenal and just like the possibilities are endless. I'm so excited, so excited to be able to come up with these ideas. Um, outside of that, we are working on right now completely redoing the lobby and the lounge in the dorms because the furniture is about 10 years old, but it looks very, very outdated. The designs are from, I'd say, the 70s, 80s. The design on the chairs are just, they need to be replaced. So right now I am working on completely having the lounge and lobby redone with some nicer furniture. We created a canteen where I give rides to some students to go to Walmart and get their groceries. But if they are just wanting a quick meal for tonight, for example, we have pizzas in the dorms. We sell them. Excuse me. Got something stuck in my throat. We got pizzas. We sell them for the same price as Walmart, and they could just come to me or my RAs and buy a pizza for the night. They don't have to go to Walmart at all. Outside of that, we're working on getting a subscription for the entire Go Give It Community College, where both the Holden campus and the Ironwood campus can watch Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu Live TV. And we'll probably do a lot of shows on there as well, where every week we get together and watch the newest episode. I'm also working. Hi, Davy. Nice to see you. I'm working on getting a possible gaming system. A lot of students have showed interest in a gaming system in the college. So I'm hoping to get an Xbox One and some games and 4 controllers so we could play like basketball and Madden and just be able to create opportunities for students here. Sorry if I seem distracted. I'm eyeballing Rocky here, just making sure he doesn't get sick again. I don't know. Every couple weeks, he does get sick to his stomach, and I don't know what it is. And it's been happening for about a year off and on. Obviously, not enough that I feel concerned enough to bring him to a vet. But recently, in the past month, he's gotten sick twice. So I'm kind of keeping my eye on him and making sure everything's okay. So that's the fun stuff that's going on with my job as well. I did get a new vehicle here. Let me pull up a picture, you guys. Let me see if I could show you guys a picture on here. I am also in the process, and Nate, Land Cloud Adventures, I might text you at some point because I would love to learn more about StreamYard so I could hopefully don't have to pull up pictures and stuff this way. I've been looking into it a little bit myself right now, and it seems like a very great tool. And I know that quite a few people use it themselves, so I'm looking into that. But that is my new vehicle. It's a 2005 CRV or CVR, whatever, something along those lines. And I'm loving it. CRV. I was right. So it's absolutely awesome. But this is one thing that really was the icing on the cake for me. In the back, there is a foldable table that goes into the floor, and then you cover it up with a mat. So being a nomad and looking for a new vehicle to buy for the winter, everything was perfect on it, all-wheel drive, the whole 9 yards. But then you're telling me that there is a table in the back. Like I could put Rocky in here and throw a tent in here, and we could go out nomad style in the summer for a little bit. I still have to be at the college. It's a year-long job, but I do have 4 weeks of vacation time. So maybe in the summer I take a week off and I go camping in the middle of the woods with Rocky. So I'm loving that vehicle. It's significantly cheaper on gas or gas diesel than the bus. It's a gas vehicle, and it gets 23 to 29 miles per gallon on average. And it was about on E when I just bought it, and I just got the license plate on it today, so I brought Rocky for a drive. To fill it up, it's a 15-gallon tank. It cost me a little less than $50. Completely fill the bus up right now, it's I'd say $250 probably to fill the bus. I did it 2-3 months ago, and since I haven't been driving around, it's still between half tank and 3/4 of tank. But being on the road as a nomad, that was not something that I was enjoying as the prices all increased. Debbie says maybe a different food would help a sensitive stomach. And that's what I'm starting to wonder, Debbie. I'm starting to wonder if it's the food, because he used to have, the previous owner used to give him Blue Buffalo all the time. But the problem with that was he would go 3, 4 days without eating. And when I expressed my concern to this, the old owner was like, whatever. When he's hungry, he'll eat it. A dog should eat more than 3, 4 times a day. Paula says, quit giving him ice cream. That also admittedly could be it, actually, because I gave him one yesterday, obviously, or 2 days ago, because of Nate's live stream, just kind of celebrating with everybody. I don't know, because it used to happen in my old apartment as well prior to me ever even giving him the ice cream. That's why I'm kind of concerned about the food. I switched him over to this Purina 1 to fatten him up, because I could see his rib cage drastically when I took him in. And he loved it, but every now and then I really cannot pinpoint anything on it. And some days he will not touch the food. Like normally I feed him in the morning and then in the evening. Some days he doesn't touch the food until the evening, and he'll only eat one bowlful. Other days he'll eat two bowlfuls and then still want more, so I'll give him a third. So I really don't know, but that's something I'm looking into right now. I am, as many of you know, I'm going to be going to Las Vegas in the end of November after Thanksgiving. So I am looking at getting Rocky his updated kennel shot and getting him boarded as well. But I'm going to mention it to the vet and do a wellness check. He's due for a wellness check anyway. He's also due for the wellness check on his heart and liver and all that. So I want to get him checked. I know some people don't do that, but I'm willing to pay the money to make sure he's all right. I ultimately want to make sure he's okay. So, and want to make sure he lives as long as possible. So as whatever I can do to maximize that. I'm trying to think. I didn't really make a list here. I'm wondering if there's anything I'm forgetting to talk to you guys about. Do you guys have any questions at all while I'm trying to think? I was thinking about this earlier, right before I went live. I've heard Nate mention that he makes lists or notes on occasion, and I was like, yeah, I probably should have did that. Probably should have just did some bullet point notes. Purina 1 has sensitive stomach and also digestive health. I did see the sensitive stomach one the other day when I went to Walmart, so I might go to that. My boxer eats 1 cup of food 3 times a day. He would like more, but he doesn't get more. And that's kind of where I'm at with Rocky as well. I need to get him updated on weight. I'm not sure what he weighs currently, but as I was on the road, I did weigh him, and based off of his age, his weight, how active he was, we were that's how I came up with the amount. I can't tell you exactly how big the cups are, because I have a custom Tupperware basically, and I have a black Sharpie line on there, and that's how I know. And I'll feed him accordingly. If we go out for a run, I'll feed him a little more. If it's a little laid back day, I'll just give him the basic amount and kind of just play it off from there and see how it goes. And I think he's a lot better now. He's probably about the size he should be. You can't see his rib cage, but I don't think he's too big either. So we're getting there. I just little concerned with that, and also concerned about boarding him while I go on this trip. I really want to go on this trip. I think it'll be good for me, beneficial for me to get out and just kind of take some vacation time. But he does deal with separation anxiety on occasion, and I've never had to do boarding with a dog. So I really feel like a parent right now, and I'm sure anyone who has pets can relate to that. I really want to make sure that wherever he goes, vet or boarding or both, he needs to be doing good. Oh, Debbie, your boxer is missing a front leg, so we have to watch his weight. That's I that's one thing I always like those. I'm trying to think of what the company is right now. I would love to take a care of a dog like that, but I feel like personally, just my schedule and everything, I wouldn't be able to give them the extra time that they need and the patience and everything that goes with it. Because as I'm sure all of you know, any pet in general can be a handful, but when they're missing a leg or partially blind, my mom had a yellow lab who went blind. Um, you really have to go even further to really make sure they do okay. Nate says board for one night ahead of time before you have to leave him for too long. And that's what I'm starting to wonder if I could squeeze it in somewhere, because I know Thanksgiving, the end of November is coming up quick here. But I really, really don't want to get on the plane because I bought the tickets already. I don't want to get on the plane and fly to Vegas and then be getting a phone call that he's not eating his food or something's wrong. Um, I just want to make sure he's all right. I'm gonna get a drink here. Excuse me. Something's just picking at my throat tonight. I don't know what it is. It might be the fall allergies. He's been really bad. He bounces around like any other dog. I was just watching a video the other day. It's set to that song. Some of you may have heard it. It's like, I'm a happy, happy dog. And the dog's just pouncing up and down, and it's due to brain disorder. And it's always like stuff like that. I don't understand why people see dogs or cats or any animal in general, and they see that they're missing an eye or blind or missing a leg or a brain disorder or something, and they like, it's almost an instant turn off. I hate to say, but it's really sad to think about. And I would love, if it was up to me, I'd probably house them all, if I'm being honest. There's been a couple times where I'm on the road and I'm like, Rocky, you want to get a partner? You want another dog? You want a cat? We better not. Yeah, you. What are you doing? The camera's too high. They can't see you right now. What are you doing? Oh, what? Are you being mouthy? Are you being vocal? Somebody must be feeling better. Very vocal. Snorting at me. He's got such a rough life, guys. Really? Your toy? He just brought his toy and whipped it at me. This is what I deal with. He is abusive to me, guys. He is abusive. He has me wrapped around his paw. He owns this place. Speaking about Rocky, actually, just looking over there, that's one of the things I was forgetting to talk about. The buttons. I wanted to update you guys a little bit on the buttons. I haven't been able to get any videos specifically on that, but the buttons are going well so far. He's taking a little longer than I expected, and a little longer, admittedly, that I had hoped for. I was hoping that he would catch on a little quicker, but it gets to the point wherever we have OUT, we have bedtime, and we have I love you. And whenever I want to do any of those three things, I tell him, touch your button. Go tell me, use your button. And Normally, I'm surprised he didn't just do it. Normally, when I talk like that, he runs over to the buttons and then looks at me all excited because he knows what's coming up a little bit. So on occasion, I'll tap it with my hand or I'll tap it with my foot. But what I've been doing a lot lately is he knows how to do the paw, the handshake. You guys have seen me do that with him. So he's currently passed out on the floor, sleeping already. I don't know what to do with him sometimes, but I'm taking him and I put my hand next to the button and I tell him paw. And what he does is he directly reaches for my hand, but as he does that, I take it away and he touches the button. He knows because the button then says, he gets all excited. I tell him he's a really good boy, and then we do whatever the button says. So we've been doing that a lot, I'd say probably the past week. And because of that, there has been times where I don't even do my hand. I just say, let's go press your button. Use your button. You got to tell me what are you trying to tell me? And there was a day, I wish I got it on camera. I was so happy. My heart, it just felt so good. I said that and he ran over and I walked over, and as soon as I reached him, he looked at me and then he touched the button. No hesitation. It was perfect. He touched the button, and then it was the OUT button. So he touched it, looked at me, and then ran to the door. Like, so amazing to see that and see that his gears are turning and he's starting to realize what the buttons are all about. And it's amazing. It's a slow process, and I got to remind myself of that. But it's great. It really is just to be able to he can communicate to me in that way. If he wants to go OUT, whether that's to go to the bathroom or if he wants to go play in the snow because that's his favorite thing the past 2 days. I don't want to go out there so much. I actually just had to buy winter gear today because I had none of that, and I'm not very happy because I never expected to do that again, and it was expensive. But yeah, he loves the snow, so he'll push the button and he wants to go play outside. Well, he's awake now, but he didn't move. But yeah, he absolutely loves it, as you guys probably saw in that little video. He drags me across the parking lot. He was running around the other day and face planted into the snow. Earlier today, I was laughing so hard. I bring him outside, and he has this thing where he just stuffs his head in the ground like an ostrich, just full out face plants, and then rolls around in the snow. And it's just the funniest, most adorable thing. So it's coming together really well, I think. And I'm excited to see, say, from a year from now, or when we do go back on the road, whenever that may be, what is it going to be like? And that's one of the reasons I bought the buttons, because I want him to be able to communicate when we are on the road. Is there something he wants to do, something he needs? And they're so intelligent. Animals are just so intelligent. So we got my video premiering here in 5 minutes. It's a new video. I'd say somewhere within 10 minutes. Nate says, people always tell me to get the buttons, but all Dallas would do is hit the damn tree button. That's, yeah. I got the instructions, and that was the button I was going to start with, because you would think that would be the button they would learn the quickest. Well, on the flip side of that is exactly that problem. They expect a treat every time they press a button, regardless of what it says. So I opened the instruction manual, and in big bold letters right away, the first thing I saw was, do not use the treat button for the first button. Big bold letters underlined, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to rethink this. So I started with the outdoor button, because a lot of other people do it. There is a community where people talk and they give all kinds of different advice. So I could be like, hey, my dog's not really taking to it so far. What have you guys done, etc. And that button is used multiple times a day. So since it's used really, really frequently, I thought maybe he would catch on a lot quicker than he is so far. But the fact that he's catching on at all, like I could tell he is. And that just makes me really excited to see what the future holds and what we would be able to communicate, because I've seen dogs that talk about dreams, and Rocky is a very active dreamer. He's barked in his sleep in the past, although that's rare. But he runs a lot in his sleep. He sometimes shakes a little bit, not like a seizure or anything, obviously, but like he's excited almost, and he he makes all kinds of noises. He snores a lot. So it'd be cool. I don't know if we'd ever get to that level, but it would be really cool to kind of see where it goes. Don't mind me here, guys. I'm just pulling up the new video link for you guys. So I'm kind of looking off camera here for just a minute. I want to make sure everybody gets switched over to it. My apologies. I forgot to do this ahead of time. And that is premiering in 2 minutes here. So as soon as I get the link for you guys, hopefully I'm struggling a little bit. Can you guys tell I don't do live streams very often? Dallas would. I absolutely believe it. Just watching the live stream the other day, just both of them being right on top of you, and the glares and just everything. I feel like both of them would eventually just know and keep pressing it over and over and over again, because they know when you do the live stream, it's like they just know already. They know they're going to get them. So let me get this link for you guys. And tonight's video is also a Halloween theme. It is a location in Wisconsin, pretty close by, actually. I'd say maybe half an hour away from my current location. It's called Little Bohemia Lodge, and it's actually famous for a shootout with someone who was #1 on the FBI's most wanted list. So that is going to be premiering live in about a minute, it says. So let's all jump over to that video. I will see you guys over there. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching the live stream. And as always, I will see you guys on the next adventure.